All right. Hi, everyone. All right. I'm going to briefly go over the critique responses. I have to say, this is the first time I've tried this approach, and we'll see how much I can get done in a relatively short screencast. But I just kind of want to go over the top ones and how you guys made the choices and how things are working. I'll also send out kind of a written analysis of this first assignment. And the first thing I want to make a point of, though, is I want all of you to go and look at the responses to your work. So this is really important. Go see what people responded to, what was successful, maybe what wasn't successful, although I've noticed from the comments, and as I mentioned in the Blackboard message I sent out today, you guys are being super positive, which is really like a really good inclination. I think it's a good place to begin from. I think it's really how you get people to listen and trust you. But I think I feel like you guys are being too nice in a way, and I think it would be helpful to start pointing out ways in which you'd like the pictures to be stronger, or things that didn't quite work that you think could work better. I think that, as I said in the email or the announcement, that will be more valuable than telling people what's good. And I think we have a little bit of a culture of this kind of social media liking culture, and not enough critical engagement, and not enough thought that you can like some things of something and not like others. And like isn't even the right word. Some things can be effective in some ways and not in others. And that's how you're all going to end up making better work, is by learning how to figure out what is successful and what isn't successful. And there's a lot of complex subjectivity in there, but overall there are ways to make things stronger through rigorous exchange of ideas. So I just want to look through, so here's the critique assignment, and then this is what my page looks like. I think yours probably does too. Now, one thing I want to be clear about is ranking has nothing to do with your grade. It will help me see your work. It'll help you guys see each other's work. It's a way of sorting. It's a way of critiquing. Chances are, if somebody's doing very well, if your classmates think you're doing very well, you probably are doing well. But so don't panic if somebody doesn't rank you, or if I don't know, if you're not successful in all the categories or anything like that. This is not meant to make you worry about your grade. And the only thing in the critique session that is going to give you a grade is going to be what you say about other people. And I don't mean exactly what you say, but I mean, for example, those of you who did the rankings but didn't write any text will get half credit for the critique. You need to participate in the critique. So that's where the grading matters. If you're not getting it by now, I really don't like grading. I would rather sit down and talk for hours about what's working in your pictures and what's not working, and see you work harder. That said, so don't worry about your ranking in terms of your grade. Now, maybe worry about your ranking in terms of making yourself make better pictures and listening to what your classmates say, but don't worry about it in terms of your grade. So, okay, so what I wanted to, there was one more thing I wanted to say, but it slipped my mind. So for example, we're not sure here what happened with Daniela's work and why she only has only one person rated her. And then we have Christopher has he has 8 people who rated him, and Roxana has 7. Yeah, so a glitchy thing in CritViz happened. So it's okay, we'll deal with it. But so she's actually not number 1 ranked, but we don't really know where you are. We do know that Christopher seems to have been ranked pretty highly many times in all 3 categories, although a little bit less in the technical category. So we're going to look through his work, and I'll do that in a separate one, but I just want to make sure so that you think about this, Lisa, that the interesting, whose work was the most interesting, and then whose work, the aesthetics were the strongest, and then whose work was technically the strongest. And I want you to keep coming back to those three areas in terms of thinking about photographs and knowing that they all inform each other, but you know, they're different things, and you can have really good technical control and not have very interesting work, and vice versa. And the idea, I think, of this class is for, I mean, ultimately I want everyone to have really, really interesting work, but well executed, interesting work. So I want you to all think about the things that you feel like you're strong with, but then also be aware of the areas that your work might not be as strong, and work on those areas where you're not doing as well. So okay, so that's the first bit of this. I'm gonna pause this. I don't seem to be very good at pausing, so this will be part 1 of screencast for today. Part 2 coming.